All right, so friends, welcome back. So let's now do the problem on the uncertainty principle again within the quantum mechanics as I had promised you in the previous class. So let's proceed with this. Now first problem is a spectral line of the wavelength 546 nanometer has the width of 10 to the minus 5 nanometer. Estimate the minimum time spent by electron in excited state during transition. All right. Now this is an interesting problem. Now let us see it carefully. So a spectral line of the wavelength 4561 nanometer has wavelength of 10 to the minus 5 nanometer and has a width of 10 to the minus 5 nanometer. What it does mean that we have any wave, the wavelength of which is given. So what is the wavelength is given? 546.1 nanometer is the wavelength that is given. So wavelength lambda is given 546 nanometer. So it has been converted in terms of the meter. The width of that wavelength, any wave which is going to pass, it will have a particular width. So delta lambda, the width of that is given as 10 to the minus 5 nanometer. So again, this has been converted in terms of the meter. So it has been multiplied by 10 to the minus 9. So it will become 10 to the minus 14 meter. All right. Estimate the minimum time spent by the electron in the excited state during the transition. So now minimum time. So the moment you have the minimum time, now you have the two type of the statement in terms of the uncertainty principle. One, you say the product of the momentum, right? And second, you say the product of the energy, right? So the product of energy with the time and product of the energy and the time is of the order of the Planck's constant. But the moment you are saying the minimum, then it will become your h upon 4 pi, right? So delta E upon delta T in this case will become h upon 4 pi, right? Second, the product of the position and momentum, that is delta x into delta p, right? The moment you are saying the minimum, then it will be in the order of h upon 4 pi, right? So wherever the minimum word is there, everywhere you have to apply h upon 4 pi. That order is equal to h upon 4 pi. Otherwise, if the minimum is not there, you can apply h upon 2 pi. Even you can apply h. Thus, there is no harm there. So with the word, you should be a bit careful. Now let's try to solve this problem. So what is given? Now a spectral line of the wavelength 546 nanometer, right? So wavelength lambda is given, has the width delta lambda is given. Estimate the minimum time spent by the electrons. So delta T you have to find out in the excited state during the transition. So problem something goes like this. So here you have the electrons, right? So electron is going to come to your ground energy state, because in the excited state it is going to stay for a very small duration of the time, and that time varies from 10 to the minus 8 to 10 to the minus 10 seconds. So here you have to find out what is that time. So here the energy is being released. So moment it is coming over here, so energy is being released. So energy equal to h nu, and h nu equal to sc upon lambda. The value of the lambda is been given, and width of this spectral line, right, is also given. So what is the width of that spectral line? That is falling. Then how long it is going to stay in the excited state? What is the minimum time it is going to stay in the excited state? This is what we have to find out. So what we know, the relationship that we have is delta E is equal to h nu is equal to sc upon lambda, right? So what we know, E equal to h nu is equal to sc upon lambda. This for your transition if it is going to come from the excited state to ground energy state. So E equal to h nu equal to sc upon lambda we have seen in detail in laser. So find out what is the value of delta E, because in your uncertainty principle you have delta E into delta T is equal to h upon 4 pi, nearly equal to h upon 4 pi, and you have to find out what is the value of the delta T. So what we have to find out what is the value of delta E. That value you have to find out. So to find out the value of the delta E, what I have done, this equation I have differentiated. E equal to sc upon lambda, E equal to sc upon lambda I have differentiated. So in this term, this h is your constant, right? C is your constant. What is variable is your lambda. right? Because you can get the different type of the width depending upon how long it is going to stay over there. So if I'm going to differentiate this, then delta E equal to now differential of 1 upon lambda is equal to minus 1 upon lambda square d lambda. Sc is anyway constant. Sc, as you can see, is your constant, right? And this will be your 1 upon lambda square d lambda. So here I should have written delta lambda or d lambda, anything you can write. So Sc delta lambda upon lambda square. So just I have differentiated equation 1. This is, let us suppose, equation 1. This just I have differentiated, right? So now H value I know 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34, right? Joule per second, that is given. The C value 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, that also we know. And delta lambda value is given over here. This value of the delta lambda is given 10 to the power minus 14. So that value of the delta lambda upon lambda value is again given. How much? 546.1 nanometer. So that value I have substituted and I have done the calculation. This value will be coming out to be equal to 6.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 joules. This is the value of energy. Now you can very easily apply the concept. What is your concept? Delta E into delta T is nearly equal to H upon 4 pi. Delta E into delta T is equal to H upon 4 pi. So you have to find out what is the value of delta T. So naturally the delta T by delta E you are going to divide. So this is what I have done. It has been rearranged. The value of the delta E has been calculated, right? So that value I have substituted it over here there. And this value is going to be 7.92 into 10 to the power minus 9 second. Sorry, here the unit will be second. This is your second. My apology. So this is your time is in your second. So it is going to stay there for the order of 7.92. So nearly 8 nanosecond it is going to stay into the excited state, right? Therefore it is going to stay for a minimum time of 7.992 nanoseconds. It will be your nanoseconds. So going to stay for a minimum time of 7.92 second. All right. Now you try to do this problem yourself. A spectral line of the wavelength 5461. So what is given? Lambda is given. Has the width of 10 to the power minus 4 angstrom. So delta lambda is given. Evaluate minimum time spent by electrons in upper energy state. So again the same value delta T you have to find out. I have not solved it over here. I hope you can do it very easily. All right. So now let's move next problem. An excited atom has an average lifetime of 10 to the power minus 8 seconds, right? So time has been given. During this period, it emits a photon and return to ground state. Okay. What is the minimum uncertainty in frequency of photons? So frequency of the photons has been asked, not in the energy. So delta, what is given? So let's see what is given. The value of the time is given, that is it is going to stay in the upper energy state, and that is your 10 to the power minus 8 second. And this is your Planck's constant that you know. And delta nu, what is the uncertainty of frequency while it is coming back from your excited state to ground energy state. So what we know, E equal to H nu, right? So differentiate this. So delta equal to H is constant, H into delta nu. This is your value of your energy, right? Because here frequency you have to find out the frequency. So delta nu value you have to find out. Now use the formula. Delta E into delta T is equal to H upon 4 pi. Rearrange this. And now you put E equal to, this is your delta E. Delta E equal to H upon H into delta nu. So this value you can substitute here, right? Delta is equal to how much? H into delta nu into delta T is equal to H upon 4 pi. Rearrange that equation. So delta nu is equal to H upon 4 pi H into delta T. Substitute all those value. You will be getting 7.96 into 10 to the power 6 hertz. So nothing is there in this problem again. Only the small concept is there. How you should calculate this value of the energy. So it may be given in terms of your wavelength, or it may be given in terms of your frequency, right? If it is given in the terms of the frequency, it becomes more easy. So because only one variable you have nu, right? If it is given in terms of the lambda, so E equal to H nu equal to Sc upon lambda, differentiate it, right? And the differential of 1 upon lambda is equal to your minus 1 upon lambda square d lambda. Minus sign is going to be neglected because only the magnitude of the energy we have to take, right? So that value of the energy you have to substitute. So this is how you should be a bit careful in this type of the problems. All right. Now let's see the next problem. An electron is confined to a box of the length 10 to the power minus 9 meter. All right. So there is any box, right? The length of which is 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Calculate the minimum uncertainty in its velocity. So now it is your with respect to the position and velocity. So what you are saying, electron is confined in a box. So let us suppose this is your box. It is going to confine in this box. It is going to confine. So naturally it will have to stay within this. So uncertainty in its position will be the width of the box. So that width is given 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Planck's constant you know, right? Mass of the electron you know, and then what is the uncertainty in your velocity. Apply your relation, right? That is your position and momentum. So what is the relation? Delta x into delta p is equal to h upon 4 pi, right? So from here rearrange this and find out what is the value of your minimum uncertainty in its velocity. That is your delta v, right? So delta p is equal to m into v, p equal to m into v. Differentiate it. So delta p is equal to m into delta v, right now. So the momentum I have differentiated. That is, we know p is equal to m into v, m into v. So m is constant. So only one different variable that we have is the velocity. So the differential of that will be your delta v. And let's rearrange this. So that value, so p value I am going to substitute it over here. P equal to how much? M into delta v. So this value delta v equal to how much? This value will come here. Delta x value will come over here, right? And this is what I have done here. So this just it has been rearranged, and what we are getting 58 into 10 to the power 3 meter per second. So this is your 58 kilometer per second, right? So this is the velocity. 58 into 10 to the power 3 meter per second is your velocity of your electron in that box. All right, let's see the next one. The inherent uncertainty in measurement of the time spent by the iridium-90 nuclei in the excited state is found to be 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 10 seconds. So this is the uncertainty in the time has been given 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 10 seconds. Estimate the uncertainty that result in its energy in electron volt. So electron volt condition you have to find in the excited state. So you can do it yourself. What is given? The value of the Planck's constant is given, right? Delta T is given, and you have to find out what is the value of delta E. Naturally, straightway you can find use delta E into delta T is equal to h upon 4 pi, right? Nothing you have to do, and whatever the value you are getting, that will be in the joules. Divide that value in term by 1.6 into minus 19, then you have got the value of the energy, right? So that will be the value of the energy. So inherent, again let's read the problem. The inherent uncertainty is measurement of the time spent by the iridium-90 nuclei in the excited state is found to be this. So in the nucleus it is going to stay for that duration. Estimate the uncertainty is the result of the energy. So how much energy it is contained in there, wherever it is going to be there, you have to find out, right? Now let's see the next problem. A spectral line of the wavelength 5896 angstrom has a width of 10 to the power minus 5 angstrom. Evaluate the minimum time spent by the electron in the upper energy state between the excitation and de-excitation process. Again, it is the same problem. What is given? The wavelength lambda is given 5896 angstrom, so 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and the width is given 10 to the power minus 5 meter. 10 to the power minus 5 angstrom, so 10 to the power minus 5 into 10 to the power minus 10, so it is going to be 10 to the power minus 15 meters. The Planck's constant you know, velocity of light you know, what is your delta T, that you have to find out. So what we know, E equal to h nu equal to sc upon lambda, and then you have to differentiate this, and you have calculated what is the value of delta E. So delta equal to sc delta lambda upon lambda square, minus sign you have to neglect. So this is your value of your energy. Now apply your formula. delta E into delta T is equal to h upon 4 pi, right? Substitute the value of the delta E and find out the value of the delta T. So delta T, if I'm going to rearrange this, so this is equal to how much? This value of delta E will come in the denominator, and this value of the delta E I have substituted over here. This value of the delta E has been substituted over here. So this delta T I am getting lambda square upon 4 pi C into delta lambda. This is your value of the delta T. Substitute all those values that is given. Lambda is given 4 pi, right? Pi you can directly take from the calculator, and 3 into 10 power 8 into 10 power 5. This is your delta lambda. 3 into 10 power 8 is your velocity of light, and 10 power minus 5 into 10 power minus 10, it is your delta lambda. So if you are going to calculate, the time is going to come your 9.221 into 10 power minus 8 seconds. So these are your total number of the problems in your uncertainty principle, and in this way I have tried to finish all the types, the concerned type of the types as per your syllabi, from both the de Broglie concept as well as from the uncertainty principle. Now from the next class I am going to start how to write the wave equation for a matter wave, and that has been done by Schrodinger. So that is also called the Schrodinger wave equation. So that will start from the next class. Thank you very much.